In the Miller Time segment tonight, let's get right to the sage of Southern California, who joins us now from Santa Barbara. So, I'm not going to play any sound bites from Ahmadinejad. I could, but he's a loon, you know? I just don't want to hear from him anymore. But how do you evaluate his presence in the USA this week?
First off, I want to say, since Morris has been on, just during that last segment with Sabato and Rasmussen, Morris has written another book. It's a kid's book.
Just in the 7 minutes that we,
It's a kid's book. It's called Dubs Humps a Chopper. It's about a helicopter, too. Listen, every time I turn... Are you okay, Billy?
I don't know yet. I don't know yet. I'll tell you at the end of the segment.
Now, here's the thing about Aqua Velvejad. Every time I turn around, I got Corporal Klinger's lighting stand-in lecturing down at Feztown. And you know something? I heard a rumor that he likes the gefilte fish at the Carnegie Deli. I think this guy's hiding something. I think he has a little dreidel in him, Billy. But I'll tell you what, I like the UN because he stands in front of that green marble towel. And you know, every time I watch this pig speak in New York, I want to take a shower. So that's very apropos. The UN is useless. It's dirtbag countries send their best guy here. That's what you get in a dirtbag country. If you're the best guy, you get to move out of the dirtbag country and go live in New York and beat parking tickets. And you know what? They had to take it out of New York, rotate it like a volleyball game. It's a jerkwater organization. Open it up in Port-au-Prince. Send these guys down there. And then move them over to Darfur. Let them see the troubled spots in the world. Don't see the Lower East Side of Manhattan where they're playing big guys. Now, listen, I didn't like Aqua Velvejad speak, but I thought the president made a silly, silly error when he delivered his speech in Farsi, Billy. I think that spent the wrong message.
Yeah, but he wanted the Farsi was the outreach. He said he wants to outreach to the Persian people, and Farsi, of course, the language of Iran. All right, now I'm glad you brought the president up because there is a possibility. We won't know until after that. I think the first debate is the big one a week from tonight, and the governor really has to come out smoking. But if the president does well in debates, he'll probably win the election. And what do you see for the country then, looking ahead, if Mr. Obama does win?
On November 7th, he'll start telling you, if he wins, that it's going to take 9 years to get us out of the situation Bush put us in. That's what he'll start the next day, because this thing's going nowhere, and that's all he got is pushing it down the road. Now, here's what I would suggest. If Barack Obama wins again and you're making $45,000 a year out there, you should quit, because you're busting your hump, and there's somebody who's going to make 40 who's not going to bust their hump. And I would just tell, I always think in Amity Schleye's book, The Forgotten Man, where she talks about everybody thinks the forgotten man is the guy who's doing poorly. No, it's the forgotten man is the guy who these people want to take care of the guy who's doing poorly. I would tell people, really, you know, Nancy Pelosi always says, if we pass Obamacare, take the afternoon off, learn an instrument and all that, I would tell somebody, if you're working 40 to 60 hours a week to feed your family and Barack Obama wins, quit. Get in the other line, enjoy your life a little.
All right, so you're saying that you'd probably make almost as much money through government largesse, through benefits, through welfare, whatever it may be. So why kill yourself for $50K or whatever it might be? Get on the dole. But, you know, most Americans wouldn't do that because most Americans have some dignity. And even if they're not making a lot of money, they want to work for what they're given. See, I think
if he wins, Billy, if he wins November 6th, you think that still holds true?
I do. I think 30% of us will take what they can get. And I think 70% of us use the system when they have to, but don't want it, because everybody knows if you're on the dole, you're on the dole. You can't cut it yourself. I mean, this is.
I feel bad for the guy who's 5K ahead of the guy on the dole and busted his hump. That's who I feel bad for.
I respect that guy, though. I really respect that guy.
Well, that's
and my
the guy
father
who
was one of those
up.
guys, you know, not making a lot of money, had the job, but he never would have taken a dime.
Billy, half of life is showing up. Those guys show up. I admire them immensely, too. Obviously, this is a Swiftian proposal, like Jonathan Swift.
Yeah, we understand you operate under the umbrella of satire, just as Mr. Swift did back in Ireland centuries ago. Now, Miller is a football guy. He did Monday Night Football. He knows the game very well. And the refs, it looks like they're going to have the regular refs back on Sunday now. But it's chaos in the NFL right now. And that, you can't have chaos. You can have chaos in the government. You can have chaos in Congress. But you can't have it in the NFL, Miller. That can't happen.
Bill, as soon as I saw the end of the Green Bay-Seattle game, I thought to myself, why, in God's sakes, would the NFL let Biden referee a football game?
Which one was he? Did we see the two
right
refs
there?
right
He's
there?
got his back to you. He's got his back to you. Coming
The
in
guy that went like
this.
this, the touchdown guy. All right.
Unbelievable.
You know, but I
Listen,
feel sorry for the temporary refs. I mean, they're just there trying to make their 45K, Miller. That's what they're trying to do. You know, and it's not their fault.
well, listen, I feel sorry for him too, but I would say this. This should remind everybody, if you need a reset, that the National Football League runs for one reason and one reason alone. There are 32 owners, and they want to put as much money in their pocket as they possibly can. Nothing else matters to them. When you hear all this stuff about player safety and all the weird right and left-hand turns they're taking, all the machinations, it's this simple. Forget 18 games. Forget 16 games. Start thinking about 14 or 12 games a year if you want these guys to be healthier. They'll never do that because they care about one thing. I'm not saying they're the worst men in the world. I know a couple of them. They're nice guys. But they want to make a buck. That's it.
All right. And how much can the refs be making, you know? Miller, everybody, and here's an update on the